Richard II just lost his crown to his cousin, Henry of Lancaster, making him Henry IV, our first Lancastrian king. To continue our marathon, you have two options that cover both Henry IV and Henry V. Go to my video, The Hollow Crown versus the King. Which should I watch? For this marathon, I'll be going with The Hollow Crown Season 1, Episodes 2, 3, and 4, which are movie adaptations of Shakespeare's plays Henry IV Part 1 and 2 and Henry V. Even though the title says Henry IV, Henry V, or as he's called, Hal, actually plays a larger role. It takes place near the end of Henry IV's reign and focuses on his disappointment with his eldest son. Hal, on the other hand, is too busy partying it up to bother much. By the end of episode 3, Hal needs to make some tough decisions that will decide his and England's future. Ratings. I really enjoyed Shakespeare's Henry IV Part 1, especially Jeremy Irons and Tom Hiddleston's performance. Part 2 was kind of hard to follow and became a little boring for me up until an amazing last half hour. Episode 4, or Henry V, had some great performances throughout the movie between the king and his soldiers. Sex and nudity. Nothing graphic, only some above-the-waist innuendo, bare minimum of romance. Violence and gore. A few battles, but nothing overly violent or gory. There is nothing here that I would think little kids would need to be out of the room for. Pretty sure my nephew would just complain that he'd rather watch Paw Patrol. We now venture into the Wars of the Roses era. The Lancasters versus the Yorks. The Civil Wars. The Cousins' War. Whatever you want to call it. There are a few different options to watch. I've covered 3 options in this video, the Wars of the Roses in TV and movies. Which should I watch? For this video, we are going to start off by continuing with Henry VI in The Hollow Crown Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2. It starts off with Henry VI as king. He's a gentle, peaceful king. He wants his kingdom and people to live harmoniously. However, because his grandfather took the crown from the Plantagenets, there is a cousin who says they have a better claim to the throne, and thus chaos ensues. Ratings. This is my favorite version of Henry VI, played by Tom Sturridge. I feel so bad for this guy. He just wants everyone to get along. I was super impressed by all the Lancastrian performances. The final scene between Henry VI and Richard III was amazing. I had to put down my crochet project and watch it like 3 times. Sex and nudity. There is no sex or nudity, but a good amount of political romance and infidelity. Violence and gore. These are the bloodiest episodes of the series. For those of you who have been waiting this whole time for the epic battles, they are finally here for you. However, beware the shaky cam. From here, we break away from the Hollow Crown and switch to The White Queen. The White Queen is a television drama that covers the second half of the Wars of the Roses, but from the women's point of view. It covers Edward IV, our first York king, Edward V, and Richard III. It's based on a series of books by Philippa Gregory. It follows 3 prominent women of the time, Edward IV's wife, Elizabeth Woodville, Henry VII's mother, Margaret Beaufort, and the Kingmaker's daughter, Anne Neville. Ratings. I really enjoyed this, but make no mistake, this is not our medieval tale about glory and battle. This is a medieval soap opera about the women in the background who are shaking their heads at their men for constantly killing each other instead of just sitting down and having a good talk. Then they end up doing basically the same thing with witchcraft and gossip instead of swords. Sex and nudity. While not as blatantly pornographic as Game of Thrones, this show was practically built on sex and seduction, so probably not best for kids. Violence and gore. You mostly see the men go off to fight, maybe have a nightmare sequence of what could be happening, and then that's it. If you are here for the medieval warfare, this one is not for you. That's it. Next up, get ready for our Tudor kings and queens. Happy watching.